Today, we will talk about the 11 most popular, terrifying, and dangerous ghosts in the world. These ghosts have not only haunted us in stories, but have also terrified us in real life. Have you ever wondered which ghost is the scariest? How do they impact people's lives? In today's video, we have some shocking facts that will leave you surprised. So, watch the video till the end, because each ghost's story comes with its own unique mystery. Let's begin this terrifying journey. Rank 11. The Celtic Guardian is a ghost that guards ancient cemeteries. Though known by different names in various countries, its main purpose remains the same: to protect the boundaries of the graves. In the USA and UK, it is a well-known supernatural presence in folklore, often scaring away unfamiliar people from the cemeteries. While it doesn't have the power to attack directly, its presence creates an aura of fear and mystery. According to legend, many people have fled in terror after encountering it while visiting cemeteries. Although not considered dangerous, the eerie atmosphere it creates is enough to frighten ordinary people. Rank 10. The Black Maiden is a ghost of a woman dressed in black, mostly seen in palaces or castles, and its main purpose is to instill fear. There are many stories about this ghost in the USA and UK, where it is said to have a profound effect on people's minds. In the USA, a woman experienced seeing a black shadow figure late at night, which slowly approached her and caused her to faint. In the UK, this ghost is often seen wandering around ancient palaces, symbolizing the unfortunate life it once had. According to one tourist, the presence of the Black Maiden deeply affected their mental state. Although it has little power to cause physical harm, its eerie presence is enough to create fear and panic. Rank 9. The Ringed Lady is a ghost of a woman wearing a ring, typically seen in theaters or old places, and her presence creates a deeply terrifying atmosphere. There are stories about this ghost in the USA and UK, where it is said that after being betrayed during her life, she wanders those places as a ghost after her death. In the USA, an actress was once betrayed by her lover, leading her to commit suicide, and since then, she has haunted the abandoned theater, with the ring remaining as a symbol of her betrayal. In the UK, a princess was deceived by her lover, and her ring symbolized her life, which forces her to roam the palace after death, carrying the memory of her love. Although the Ringed Lady doesn't attack directly, her presence is capable of causing emotional distress. Rank 8. The Screaming Being is a ghost that confuses and terrifies people with its screams. There are frightening stories about this ghost in both the USA and UK. In the USA, it is said that this ghost's mournful screams can be heard in deep forests or isolated areas, and those who follow the sound become disoriented and face death. Once, an explorer entered a forest after hearing a woman scream and mysteriously disappeared while searching for its source. In the UK, this ghost is called the Screaming Woman, or Wailing Woman, and she's often seen crying out for her lost children in desolate places. Those who attempt to help her either get lost in the darkness or meet their death. Although this ghost doesn't attack physically, its confusing screams can break a person's spirit and lead them to destruction. Rank 7. The Night Hunter is a ghostly entity that enters people's sleep and terrifies them through nightmares. There are chilling stories about this ghost in both the USA and UK. In the USA, this spirit invades people's dreams late at night, repeatedly subjecting them to nightmares. According to legend, one man frequently saw a shadowy figure in his nightmares, which would wake him up over and over, until he eventually died in his sleep. In the UK, this ghost is called the Nightmare Walker, known for creating nightmares while people are asleep. A woman had the same nightmare every night, where a figure chased her, and after a few days, she died in her sleep. Although the Night Hunter cannot cause physical harm directly, the mental trauma it inflicts can lead to long-term damage. Rank 6. The White Walker is a terrifying ice ghost, typically seen in cold and snow-covered regions. There are many ghost stories about its presence in both the USA and UK. In the USA, the White Walker takes control of dead bodies in cold environments, absorbing all their heat and freezing them solid. According to legend, a man trapped in the ice saw a white shadowy figure that absorbed all his body heat, causing him to freeze to death. In the UK, there are also frightening stories about the White Walker, where it roams cold, mountainous areas, gradually draining people's body heat, leading them to death. Once, a man encountered this ghost while hiking in the mountains, and his body rapidly lost heat, freezing him. The presence of the White Walker is extremely dangerous, as it drains all heat from the human body, freezing people to death. Rank 5. The Phantom Wanderer is a spirit that confuses people, making them return to the same spot repeatedly, as if they are in a trance. Stories of this ghost are heard in both the USA and UK, where it is said that this spirit leads people in circles, trapping them in danger. In the USA, a man was once walking through a dense forest, but he kept returning to the same place, as the ghost was confusing him. After wandering for a long time, he became exhausted and met his end. In the UK, there is also a story of a tourist who got lost in a mountainous area and kept returning to the same spot. Due to the ghost's confusing power, the tourist couldn't escape and eventually faced danger. The Phantom Wanderer's ability to confuse people can lead them into serious peril. Rank 4. Nishi is a terrifying entity that calls out people's names late at night, and those who respond to its call are never seen again. It possesses a hypnotic power and is extremely dangerous. Once someone falls for its lure, they disappear forever. In the USA, a similar ghostly figure is known as the Banshee, but the Banshee doesn't hypnotize like Nishi. Instead, its scream is a harbinger of death. According to legend, the Banshee once warned a cursed family, and within days of hearing its scream, a member of that family died. In the UK, there are also many stories about the Banshee, especially in Scottish and Irish folklore. One family story tells of a woman who heard the Banshee scream outside her window, and soon after, a family member died, just as the Banshee had foretold. Both Nishi and the Banshee push people's lives toward inevitable danger. Rank 3. Alia, or Will-o'-the-Wisp, is a ghostly entity typically seen in wetlands or marshlands. They appear as small glowing orbs and confuse pedestrians or fishermen, leading them astray and causing them to drown. In the swampy regions of Bangladesh, they are known as Alia. This entity is considered a deadly danger for fishermen, as it misleads them into drowning. In the USA and UK, this entity is known as Will-o'-the-Wisp, and is similarly seen in marshlands. According to a story from the USA, a man saw a small light while crossing a marshland and followed it, ultimately becoming confused and drowning. In the UK, it is said that this light is the spirit of a person who died tragically, confusing the living and putting them in danger. Both Alia and Will-o'-the-Wisp lead people's lives into peril with their misleading presence. Rank 2. The Headless Horseman is a terrifying ghost who lacks a head and can take the lives of humans while riding on a horse. They typically search for their lost head and attack, or try to take the heads of those who cross their path. In the USA, this ghost gained popularity through the story of Sleepy Hollow, where it is said that a soldier lost his head in battle and returns for revenge. Those who encounter him fall victim to his wrath. In the UK, there are similar tales where a medieval soldier, after losing his head and dying, rides out to search for it, terrifying people on lonely roads. The Headless Horseman is an extremely dangerous spirit, whose presence guarantees death. Rank 1. La Llorona, or the Weeping Woman, is a terrifying and dangerous ghost who mournfully wails for her lost children, endangering the lives of those who approach her when they hear her cries. The story goes that she once drowned her children and then committed suicide. Now her spirit cries at night, luring children, ensuring that anyone who hears her will not return. These ghosts are referred to as Kadrama. La Llorona and the Wailing Lady are Kadrama ghosts that make crying sounds in the woods at night, attracting human attention and hunting children, leading to their deaths. In the United States, this ghost, known as La Llorona, uses her cries to cause people's deaths, while in the UK, she is called the Wailing Lady, with tales of those who approach her mysteriously disappearing. All of these ghosts belong to a common category called Kadrama, drawing people's attention with their horrifying cries in the deep night and pushing them into darkness. If I missed any terrifying ghost, please let me know in the comments. Which ghost do you think is the scariest? Don't forget to share in the comments. In today's video, we discussed many interesting characters among the frightening ghosts, and the most terrifying ghost was La Llorona. If you want to know more details about her, click on the video on the screen. There, you'll find the backstory of her tale and some fascinating facts.